The crystal champagne flute exploded against the marble floor like Victoria Ashford's entire world was about to shatter. 47 witnesses in the five-star Grandview Hotel lobby watched in horror as the golden liquid splashed across the polished surface, but it wasn't the $500 champagne that would haunt everyone who saw it. It was what happened next. The man in the driver's uniform, the one Victoria had just publicly humiliated, the one she'd called worthless hired help, loud enough for everyone to hear, stood there with champagne dripping from his face and clothes, and instead of anger, instead of the submission she expected from someone she considered beneath her, his eyes held something that made every millionaire in that lobby step backward, complete, terrifying understanding of exactly who she was beneath her red designer dress and seven-figure bank account. "Move me," Marcus Williams said, his voice so quiet that people strained to hear, yet so powerful that it would later be quoted in boardrooms across Manhattan, "and I'll move mountains." Those 5 words hung in the air like a prophecy, and Victoria Ashford, 30 years old, youngest partner at her daddy's investment firm, wearing a $30,000 Valentino dress that suddenly felt like a cheap costume, had no idea she just assaulted the man who had pulled 17 people from burning buildings, saved the daughter of the most powerful woman in New York's charity circles, and was currently driving a beat-up Toyota not because he was poor, but because he'd spent every penny he had creating a transport service for dying cancer patients who couldn't afford to get to chemotherapy. But let me take you back 15 minutes, to when Victoria first saw Marcus's modest car pull up to her Manhattan penthouse and her face twisted with the kind of disgust reserved for something rotting. "I specifically requested a luxury vehicle," she'd spat through the window before even letting him open her door. "I have a reputation to maintain. I can't show up to the Grandview charity luncheon in this garbage." The word garbage had hung between them like a slap, but Marcus had simply nodded, his weathered hand steady on the wheel of the car he'd bought with his last savings to start moving mountains transport, though Victoria didn't know that name yet, didn't know that 300 desperate people were on his waiting list, begging for rides to dialysis, to chemotherapy, to the treatments that would save their lives but that they couldn't reach because poverty had stolen their transportation along with their health. "Just drive," Victoria had commanded, making her business calls extra loud so the driver would know his place, dropping million-dollar deal references like bombs designed to establish dominance. "Turn the air conditioning up." He did. "Change this music." He did. "Not that. No music." He did. Every command followed without complaint, but something in his dignity, his refusal to be diminished, had irritated her more than rebellion.